If you could step through a shimmering veil of time and come face to face with your younger self, ever wonder what that encounter would truly be like? Would you see yourself with wide, admiring eyes, reflecting the hopeful trajectory you imagined your life would take? Or would there be a flicker of disappointment, a subtle tilt of the head as you tried to reconcile your vibrant, unrestrained dreams with the quiet, perhaps weary reality presented before you? Imagine your younger self, all boundless energy and unblemished hope, fresh from a childhood of scraped knees and never-ending curiosity. Their eyes, still bright with the untarnished belief that the world was their oyster, would scan you, taking in every detail. They'd likely look for the signs of the adventures you've lived, the grand successes you've achieved, the shining hero you were surely destined to become. They'd expect a certain seriousness, perhaps, tempered with the carefree spirit they cherished. They'd anticipate stories of conquering mountains, not just climbing corporate ladders, of changing the world, not just navigating daily responsibilities, and then the moment of truth. What would they see? They'd see a person etched with subtle lines around the eyes, not entirely from laughter, but from late nights and quiet worries. They'd notice a certain weariness, perhaps tucked into the shoulders that once stood so defiantly straight. Your hands, once eager to grasp every new experience, now show the calluses of unseen battles, the marks of holding on tightly, and sometimes letting go. Would they be proud? This is the question that truly stings because it forces an honest inventory. Would they understand the compromises made, the dreams gently set aside for the sake of stability or family, or simply peace? Would they forgive the youthful ambitions that withered, not from lack of effort, but from the relentless grind of reality? I imagine them asking with an innocent, piercing directness, "Did you do all the things we said we would? Are you happy, truly happy, in the way we imagined happiness would be?" And this is where the conversation would become tender, perhaps even a little heartbreaking, because we wouldn't be able to lie. We would have to confess that not every star was reached. Not every grand declaration came to fruition. The path hasn't been a straight line to glory. It's been winding, filled with detours, some beautiful, some painfully challenging. We haven't changed the entire world, but we've strived to make our corner of it a little kinder, a little more just. But then you would hope they would look closer, beyond the unfulfilled grand gestures, beyond the visible signs of struggle. You would want them to see the quiet triumphs. You would want them to see the resilience that grew from every fall, the empathy born from every heartbreak, the patience forged in the fires of frustration. You would tell them about the deep, abiding love you found, the profound joy of small, unexpected moments, and the wisdom gleaned from countless mistakes. Would you be their hero? Perhaps not the hero they envisioned in their comic books or fairy tales, not the one with the soaring cape and the grand public pronouncements. But you would hope to be the hero of everyday resilience. The hero who showed up even when exhausted. The hero who loved fiercely, even when hurt. The hero who learned to forgive both others and themselves. The hero who, despite everything, kept striving to be a better person. You would hope that in your eyes, they would see a deeper kind of strength, a truer form of courage than they could yet comprehend. You would want them to understand that life isn't about perfectly executing a pre-written script, but about beautifully, messily, and courageously improvising. You would tell them that the greatest adventure wasn't conquering an external foe, but mastering the landscape of one's own heart. And perhaps, just perhaps, as they gazed into the eyes that once mirrored their own, they would find not disappointment, but a quiet understanding, a growing pride in the journey taken, even if it wasn't the one they'd perfectly drawn. They might see that while you haven't become the superhero they dreamed of, you have become something arguably more profound, someone flawed but fighting, tired but tenacious, and ultimately deeply, truly alive. And maybe, just maybe, that would be enough. Perhaps in that moment, they'd realize that the greatest hero isn't the one who never falls, but the one who always gets back up.